Come on, it's our last day. Let me have fun with this. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel here, and today we're going to review the final stop on the Texas Stampede Tour, which is live from Houston and post-Houston. Of course, this is home base for Tokyo Story USA, so pretty much so, it's a big fight feel. Of course, they were here last year for the first iteration of the Texas Tour. Let's just say it's become part of the wrestling venues that are like iconic in a way. Pretty much the atmosphere itself really felt like a genuine event, like an underground event, like you would see from most places around wrestling, so it really had that gritty feel to it. For one last time, the Up girls are joined by the Benegami Maids, and pretty much they perform a performance of Love You Moto, which of course has become a personal favorite of mine due to the podcast. One detail, if you saw it live or anything like that, is that they couldn't get the right part to start, as they will stand in position, and then random music played, like a random part of the song played, and then stop, and then another random song, stop, and then another random part. It was embarrassing. The crowd were actually like, come on, hey. Once they got the correct starting position, they pretty much tried to cover their bases from that, but either way, it was a hell of a performance. Our first match sees Vert Vixen and Yuki Aino versus Shino Suzuki and Suzume. And let's just say this match was really fun and entertaining to open the show. Obviously, if you saw on Instagram as I've been going with this, the match cards have been lined up like they were posted. For this one, it was a bit mixed up, so instead of seeing the first match that was listed on Instagram, this was the one that actually started it. It was a good call to mix up a few things, because let's just say that Vert Vixen and Yuki Aino have really put on a performance as a tag team here, with Shino trying to fight back on her own while also getting the help of Suzume. As much as they tried, they couldn't get over the powerhouse that is Yuki Aino and Vert Vixen, as Vert took care of Suzume, while Yuki Aino took care of Shino Suzuki for the meantime. Shino almost gets it done, however, Yuki Aino reverses it and delivers a Venus DDT to get the eventual pinfall victory over Shino. It was a fun and entertaining match to open the show, so pretty much what gets us in the mood of seeing what else is coming up next for this show. Imagine starting off your new rebrand with 4 wins already. Well, they call you Tyler Reddick, or they call you Sakura Hattori, which pretty much will happen here as she went against Mifu Aishida. From the get-go, Mifu tried to be her own protagonist and try to get over herself and everything, over Sakura. However, Hattori fought back and tried to deliver at least a performance between the cheerleader. And then Mifu went to her bags of tricks and everything to try to get the advantage on her end. But then Hattori went back to her kicks and delivered one hell of a performance against Aishida, and then from there, Hattori got the win via submission. Like I said before, this rebrand has been doing very well here in America, but the most important thing is that it translates well in Japan, so we'll see how well that will go over there, but over here, she is over like $1 million, including Aishida as well. Don't discredit her any bit or anything, because she herself is over here too, so yeah, these ladies have put on a performance for the last 4 shows, and I gotta say, bravo. Oh, what? Oh, right. Hyper Masao versus Raku here. Hyper Masao tried to talk to the audience as usual, but then Raku is nowhere to be seen. So Masao said, F it, I'll just take a nap. Takes a nap, Raku goes back into the ring and tries to sleep it off and tries to pin her. However, Masao was trying to play a fake and pretty much almost got the victory, but then Raku and Masao actually went off without a hitch. We went to the outside, we did locks, and we fought over a pillow. What? And even Raku brought out her Dr. Yellow train. However, the spray prevails Raku and blinds her, and pretty much so gets the advantage back to Masao's side. Raku tried to do a dive from the apron, however, that was returned, and pretty much so ended her momentum right there, as Masao will get the win via I Am a Hero. Yes, it was a little goofy, but it is my kind of goofy, so I will get this a slide and everything like that. Either way, great performance, but I will say that the one negative is that she didn't wear her Bucky's onesies. I wore my Bucky onesie. I was expecting a photo op of a century. How dare you? Same thing goes to Palm, but we'll get to her. One last two-down match before their title defense at Grand Princess. Uber Eats take on the team of Kailaya Capri and Miyu Yamashita. If I do say her name wrong, I do apologize. I try my best on pronouncing it. However, though, including the Magic Const itself, pretty much so made me a fan favorite already of hers already. Like, this is the first time I ever see her wrestle and everything, so I was impressed by her work and everything like that. She was taking care of business between Kamiyu, while Wakano was taking over Miyu Yamashita, and let's just say Yamashita and Yurihara needs to run it back in a singles match, as I truly believe that could be like a pinnacle for your Yurihara for the International Princess title. Both teams were stacked within power, but it was Uber Eats who had the advantage of them all, as they're the tag team instead of being the mix-up right here. But that being said, it was all about Wakana, as she did all the heavy lifting and actually got the submission win over Capri, and pretty much was sending the momentum to Uber Eats, as they head on to Grand Princess to take on the Inspiration. Another one that didn't wear the Bucky's onesies, How dare you? Yuki Arai took on Pom Harajuku in a singles match. Of course, this is Arai's final singles match tune-up before she goes after Miyu Watanabe for the championship at Grand Princess. But don't expect any of the hard-hitting affairs for this one here, because Pom has decided to do one thing and one thing only. And that's be a 3-year-old. As she browsed the stands of the wrestlers, you know, they place outside and everything like that. And of course, Arai dropkicked herself, and then she went for a Pom stand. But of course, that leg was already taken out before anything could have happened. And then it just evolved into chaos as they went to the outside of the ring. And then from there, Pom brought out one of those stations that had those balls with the items inside of it and everything like that. But the twist was that one of them had Arai's house keys. Like, what? And pretty much so she had to spend all her tokens to just get her house keys back, to the delight of Pom. And then from there, I went back to the ring where Arai took care of business against Harajuku and finally got herself the win here, ending her Texas tour. Positive momentum heading into Grand Princess, if she will become the next POP champion. And then finally, your main event of the show and for the rest of the tour as well, Miyu Watanabe, Arisu Endo, and Rika Tatsumi teamed up against Mizuki, Shoko Nakajima, and Uda Takami. Yes, main event Uda has hit America. Yes, yes, yes. But unfortunately, Uda took most of the beating. No, no, no. At the end of the day, it was just a tease affair with Watanabe going after Uda, Shoko going for Rika, and then Mizuki going for Arisu, and then mixing it up when they can and everything like that. It was a great match itself for the main event here, because normally it would be like tag and like the singles match or anything like that, but this is literally a 6-woman tag that we haven't seen on this tour so far, unless I'm forgetting some. I probably am. Regardless, it was just a fun main event itself, with Miyu Watanabe getting the chance to beat on her idol sister in, pretty much so getting herself the win over Uda, bringing this whole Texas Stampede to a close. As per tradition, everyone came out from the lockers and pretty much so said their final goodbyes, as this was genuinely their goodbye. They did it for Austin, they did it for Dallas, but now they're doing it as a genuine goodbye, as this was the end of the Texas Stampede tour. Everybody gathered around, streamers flew around. It was just an ending to just pretty much symbolize of what happened in the last week here, and just did a lot of good shows and everything for Tej and Joshi in general. Hope they could do more of these in the coming future or anything like that, but I do want to throw my hat for Florida, because hello, will it happen? We're not sure, but hey, I'll be there no matter what. Two matches to highlight, of course, comedy and actual wrestling. If you want more on the fighting side of things, I highly recommend Raku and Hyper. And also, you know what? I want to throw Pom and Arai there too. So you got two options on that one. But of course, the main event 6-woman tag will be your match of the night. So definitely ones to watch if you have Wrestle Universe. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much so. It's just been a fun time being on the road and everything like that. Like genuinely on the road, because I drove from the state of Florida to Texas. So, you know, I am a little tired, but hey, it was fun nonetheless. I do want to thank the people who were there, also people who like recognized or anything like that. You know, I got to do a lot of the things that I wanted to do last year or anything, and you know, it was really fun to be in Texas. It's been a long time coming, 6 years since the last trip, so hopefully we don't wait that long this time around. Regardless, it was fun making these videos. Hopefully we could do something in the future like this or anything, but if not, then I'm fine with these 4 videos. But nonetheless, that will do it for me for this Texas Stampede. The next wrestling journey will be in Vegas, so we'll see how that will go. But for the rest of the time here, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, do whatever you have to do. Please support me on Ko-Fi.com. Link is in the bottom of the description. And with that, I'll see ya when I see ya. Take care, everybody.